So, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the New Food Conference. Woo-hoo! Rethinking the food industry. I am Kristen Kwander, and I'm utterly excited to be hosting or co-hosting this fabulous event for the next 2 days, together with Jeroen Willemsen right here.
Yeah.
Welcome to him as well. Yeah, we have to introduce ourselves. We are actually introduced by those slides right there. You have to read Jeroen's first, though. I can't explain. Will hopefully make sense then. You read that?
Yes, and I see here that you're a dubbing voice actress.
A dubbing voice actress.
What's
that's
that?
Right. That's that funny German thing we do. We like Germanize our videos and our movies, and that's what I do for a living. But I do love to raise my voice for the animals as well, whenever possible. For example, when I was hosting the world premiere of The End of Meat, it's a documentary featuring Dr. Mark Post, who's standing over there, I believe. Good morning. And I was also dubbing a role for the German version, so that's basically what I'm into.
Germanize. Yeah. That's the
very
first
soft
word
spot
I learned
for animals.
today.
Yeah. Oh, what about you? Let's read your parts. You are the Protein Commissioner of the Netherlands. Is that a new royal title I'm not aware of?
Well, I wasn't appointed by the king, but just as in many other countries, also in the Netherlands, we have two major transition topics. And the one is the energy transition, and the other one is the protein transition. And for each one, we have an actual commissioner in the Netherlands. I'm the one for protein transition. So what I do, given my experience as an entrepreneur, as a researcher, I try to connect all the relevant stakeholders and make sure that we indeed do accelerate. So that's my role as a protein commissioner.
And you're right here, you're right perfect for this co-hosting. By the way, do you know where you are? Does anybody know this location? I see no arms. So we are at the Kalkscheune, so in English that means chalk barn. And it's actually quite interesting because during the Industrial Revolution, it was the first engineering works factory right here. So that kind of adds to the revolutionary gut feeling, doesn't it? So I kind of like that little side note. So would you tell us about the house rules? Because there are some, Jeroen.
Yes, actually there are. You've already seen the Wi-Fi code and the hashtag ProVeg New Food. Put your phones on mute, of course, because for sure you don't want to miss anything of the day. There will be photos and videos taken. Actually, we have a live stream, and I think it's running already. So if you want to share the things that are happening today here with the colleagues or the people who couldn't be here because we're fully booked, make sure they get the link to the live stream. It's on the ProVeg website. Furthermore, if you don't want to be on the picture or on the video, just come to me or Christine afterwards, and we'll make sure you'll be cut out.
We'll blur you.
Then. We're not going to talk about new food, we're also going to taste it. And I've been informed already that on the courtyard outside, we have an actual pizza oven presented by Simply V. And we can taste their simply delicious Simply V pizzas there. So make sure you don't miss that. And finally, I have here a green pea pot. And I'm not going to use it to boomerang it, no. I'm going to use it when our speakers have 1 minute left of speaking time. So they know that we have to move on. Actually, Pablo is sitting over there. He'll be holding up his 5-minute sign just before I do. So that's also for the speakers very relevant. So no reason to panic. It's just a sign that we need to speed up.
Actually, there is reason to panic because I brought a really loud bell. If you're not listening to that giant edamame, I'm going to ring that bell. That's the next level. Yeah, and also we would love your feedback. Any feedback you have, any impressions, ideas, whatever it is, feel free to give it to us. We have actually ProVeg staff who will assist you at the door and provide you with one of those feedback forms. And we would really appreciate it if you would take the time. They will be there today and tomorrow. Of course, you only have to fill out one, but we'd love for you to do that for us because we want to get better. And this is just starting, so yes, any input is highly appreciated. So I'm also going to give a little outlook on today's schedule. We're actually going to cover it all and them all on plant-based protein today. Trends, the retail industry, investing. We have amazing experts, psychologists, entrepreneurs, and scientists coming up, and they are sharing their insight on the market with us, and I can't wait for that to start. Oh, and we have even launches awaiting you later in the day, so don't sneak out the back door, you'd regret it, and you'd also regret the group pick that we'll take later today. Oh, and someone we also don't want to miss is the one who made this happen, Sebastian Joy. He's not only the CEO and founder of ProVeg, but also one of the main representatives of the vegetarian and vegan movement in the EU. He's a vice president of the European Vegetarian Union and the creator of the world's first largest veggie fair, the Veggie World, that is actually coming up right this weekend after. Coincidence. Not. He is also a lecturer of nonprofit management at the Berlin School of Economics, and most importantly, he is our actual host of the conference. Please welcome Sebastian Joy on stage. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome everybody. I'm really blown away by seeing so many faces here. When we started conceptualizing the New Food Conference, which was actually less than a year ago, and we had to choose a venue, and we picked this venue, we actually thought, well, maybe we'll get half of the room filled because it's the first venue of its kind, the first event of its kind. But then as the months were getting closer, we were getting more and more attention, more sponsors coming in, more speakers requesting to speak. And actually a few weeks ago, we totally sold out. So there are actually numbers of speakers or numbers of participants who couldn't actually even come because we are totally booked. I know there's still a few seats left, but I'm sure it's going to get very crowded at the end of the day. So if it's going a bit crowded, please be aware that you are one of the lucky ones who actually did get a ticket. Somebody who was actually not as lucky is my wife. Melanie, she actually also wanted to come, but she booked her ticket too late, so she had to stay at home. But luckily, we do have a live stream. I think the camera is somewhere. Is that the camera? Oh, here. Hi, Melanie. Okay, I'm going to be in trouble. Okay. Anyway, it's really exciting to see you all. We have about 300 participants, 345, I think. And what's even more exciting is that we have them coming from about 30 different countries, including China, Brazil, Canada. So basically from all over the world, people are coming to this conference. And that's really exciting because the new food is a global topic. And this is actually the reasons why we have not only created this conference, but also the organization behind it. And some of you probably know or have heard of ProVeg International. We are an international food awareness organization with the mission to reduce global animal consumption by 50% by the year 2040. And what we basically do is we believe that a transition from reliance on animal-based food to plant-based food is going to solve a lot of the world's problems, or going to at least alleviate this. And this is why we have created this organization. Some actually even call us the Swiss Army knife of NGOs because the work that we do works on so many problems at once. And that's also actually what we call the 5 pros of ProVeg, which are pro-taste, pro-health, pro-justice, pro-animals, and pro-environment. And this is actually also reflected, these 5 pros are also reflected in our vision, which is a world where everybody chooses delicious and healthy food that is good for all humans, animals, and our planet. And I guess that's a vision where everybody get behind. I see a lot of nodding faces, that's good. Now, obviously, to make this vision a reality, what do? So we actually have come up with a number of impactful and powerful interventions. For example, we at ProVeg, we do a lot of media outreach. Just today we had a press conference reaching millions of people, usually with the press work that we do. We also reach out to schools. We have several schools programs, and actually 2 of our programs were just awarded from the United Nations as being good for saving the planet while also making people more healthy. We do a lot of campaigning, for example, also around the World Climate Summit. We do a lot of research and science. We are active on the political sphere, doing lobbying, for example, relevant to this conference about meat denomination of food products. We have organized a medical conference called VegMed. We have an international grant program where we support dozens of groups all around the world who do similar work than we do. And last but not least, we do community building. So this is what we do on the more NGO side, I would say, but we also work obviously very closely with the food industry and have a lot of interventions there as well. We have a whole department that's called corporate engagement, where we work with established companies to help them shift from animal-based food to more plant-based foods. We, as has been mentioned, conceptualized the Veggie World, which has become the world's largest fair. I think by now we are in 20 different locations in 8 or 9 countries. Actually, just last weekend, we had the first Veggie World in Hong Kong, which was quite. So we are actually already moving out of Europe. We also do a lot of B2B fairs. We were just at the Internorga, and we've been at the Biofach. We do food labeling, so it's thousands of products that are labeled with the, as you probably see, the V label. We also have a test community with about 20,000 testers all around Germany, where we test products. We just launched the ProVeg Incubator about half a year ago, which was Europe's first incubator focusing on supporting startup, eager to disrupt the existing food industry by creating delicious alternatives in terms of plant-based or cellular-based foods. We also work a lot with the food service industry, caterers or restaurant chains. And last but not least, we organize conferences. And our latest creation, obviously, is the New Food Conference, where we are right now. So thank you very much. Thank you. Before we get started, I would like to give a big thank you for our partners and sponsors without whom this event would not have been possible, namely Simply V and Rügenwalder Mühle, who have been quite on board right from the beginning when we announced that we would like to create such a conference, and who act as our main sponsors along many of our other partners. So thank you very much for them as well.